I'm Tinkerbelle the dog.
And I'm her little sister, Belle. And this is our podcast.
Fierce, fabulous fluff, talking about stuff. Gossip Pups. Fierce, fabulous fluff, talking about stuff. Gossip Pups.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Belle, and welcome to Gossip Pups, Season 3, Episode 29, also known as 132. So, sorry for the delay, everybody. I have been so busy this week with some exciting things I'm doing, but you know me, I would not miss a week. So here I am. Happy Sunday. Tink is having her brunch. I couldn't pull her away from her brunch right now because Sunday's Tinky's brunch day. And Tinky sometimes gets hangry. So we're just going to leave it at that and let Tink do her thing today. And I'm here with you guys. So I hope you're all having a fabulous weekend. Happy Sunday. And let's get right into banter. So what happened this week for Tink and I? We watched the documentary Jaws 50. Did you guys see that? I thought it was really good. And I don't know anything about Jaws. I don't even think I've seen the whole movie, but I've seen clips of it. But it was really good. And you know what I love? That the people in the movie are 95% from Martha's Vineyard, the island it was shot. And that was just so cool to me. And they went back and forth with the actors who were children then, who are now adults. And some of them, one of them is like the sheriff or something there now, who was a kid in the movie. It was really cool. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen that, Jaws 50, I think you should go watch it. It's a worth watch. Definitely worth a watch. What else happened this week? We received this charm that's so cute from Tayaki, which we told you about, but it finally got posted. Our Petsies plushies posted with the artwork, so you probably got to see those. I know last week we were talking about them, but you need the visual, so it finally went up this week. Honestly, my plushie Petsy is not as good as Tink's, and I don't understand why, because I'm easier, I thought, because I'm all mostly white with a little tan, where Tink's is like really Tink. And then know what else? That I didn't like that they made me bigger than Tink when Tink's bigger than me. But anyway, it's amazing, and I definitely recommend it. And I think they're having a sale if you wanted to get one. You can get matching ones for your pets. They just get a photo and they copy it from the photo. It's a really cool process. So thank you again, Petsies. Love it. Amazing. Our plushies are in the living room, and whenever anyone walks in, they think like there's 4 of us running around. So it's really, really realistic. So this week has been extra special for me because I was cast in a Broadway musical, potential musical. So it's called Abril, a new musical, and it was written by and inspired by all true story of Gina Naomi Baez, and I have been cast in it. Human went to rehearsal for me Monday through Wednesday because she had to learn when I had to enter and exit and things like that. And then I started on Thursday. I am having the best time ever. I love the cast. The cast loves me. The director said I'm doing great. I love the scene. I play Lucy, which I can give you a little tidbit of info. So my character is called Lucy, and I am a gift to April for her birthday. And the reason she named me Lucy was after Lucille Ball, which is so cool. And you just have to see it. It's going to go further, the musical, but right now it was, we did presentation readings, industry readings, and I was just so thrilled and honored to be part of it. this is my first theater production ever, and to be in a musical that's this heartwarming and truthful and earnest and like truly amazing is just such an honor for me. And I just think that I can't wait for the world to see it, and I can't wait for me to go further in it. So that's what's been going on all week. That's also why we couldn't do Gossip Pups Friday. Today is the first time I've got a little bit of free time, but I'm just so happy and excited to be in it. And I post twice already some things. You'll see the whole cast if you look at our Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see me with each cast member, the director, everybody. It's just amazing. So that's where I've been nonstop. And guys, literally, like, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I get home at like 9 p.m. So it's really long days, but it is really worth it. And I do get to snooze in between, so that's good. I'm not in the whole show. I'm only in, I was in 2 scenes, but I got cut out of 1 scene. But it's not because it was my fault. It's just because it's too serious and the focus can't be on me. It has to be on the actor. So I'm in just 1 scene, but I love my scene and I love my family actor co-stars. So that's where I've been all week. And then in between, of course, we had an audition. So it's just been a wild week of fabulousness, activities, and like I just can't tell you how much fun I'm having and how amazing Abril, a new musical, is. Go check it out. I think you can hear the songs and everything somewhere. It's Abril, a new musical. And I'm Lucy. So that's that. So here we go. So I'm going to take Tink's Roll 2 today, and I'm going to talk about some pop culture first, which usually I just, talk to Tink after she introduces the topic and all, but it's all on me today. So here we go. And I'm excited to do this because I get to talk first. And you know me, I like to talk. Okay, first story for pop culture for today. How caregiver Travis Kelce stepped up when Taylor Swift's dad underwent major heart surgery. So as for all of you that don't remember, or if you're new to tune in, because we've got people from all over the world, which is absolutely amazing and astonishing to me. We love Taylor Swift. We're Swifties, Tink and I, and we usually kick off pop culture with the Queen, Taylor. So there's always some tidbit that happens every week because she's just everywhere. Anyway, so here's the story. Travis Kelce has reportedly stepped up in the wake of his girlfriend Taylor Swift's dad's major heart surgery. In fact, he went in total caregiver mode following Scott Swift's quintuple bypass, a source said. He's been making sure Taylor has been eating and ordering takeout meals for her every single day. He's also been checking on Scott directly. This was their first crisis together, and Travis was doing everything right, the source explained. If Taylor wasn't ready to marry him before, she sure is now. They were in love before, but now it seems unbreakable. Furthermore, the source claimed that Kelce has been added to the Swift family group chat. Whoa, that's a big deal. Reps for the couple did not immediately respond to Page 6's request for the comment. Scott, 73, underwent the surgery over a month ago. Taylor's rep announced the pop superstar, her brother Austin, and Scott's wife of 37 years, Andrea, were by his side from the operation through the recovery process. So apparently the recovery process, he's in L.A. with the whole family. So they're probably at Taylor's mansion in Beverly Hills or something. But Scott is doing well, feeling fantastic, according to a rep, who made sure to note that the procedure was not the result of a heart attack. During a quintuple bypass surgery, a surgeon uses healthy blood vessels from other parts of the body to create 5 new pathways, also known as bypasses, for blood flow around blocked coronary arteries of the heart. Taylor has stayed much out of the spotlight for most of this year since ending the tour, and she's been by her dad's side the whole time with her brother and her mom, which is really nice. So apparently he had no symptoms and he was just at a checkup, and that's when they discovered he needed this. So it was not like planned, scheduled, or anything like that. But I'm happy Hairy Face has been doing the right thing and stepped up to the plate for Taylor, because I'm sure she goes above and beyond for him all the time. So I'm just happy to hear it has been reciprocated, and maybe I'm wrong about Hairy Face, but I don't know. The jury's still out. But that's just how I am. I'm very skeptical of Hairy Face because of all the people who have kind of taken advantage of Taylor. But I'm glad Scott's doing well, and they're having some restful recovery time together, which is great. So the next story, which you've all probably seen. Katy Perry clings to butterfly prop amid terrifying moment it malfunctions midair, leaving her dangling above the crowd. Katy Perry suffered a terrifying prop malfunction during her Lifetime tour performance in San Francisco. So she was sitting on the butterfly prop when it suddenly malfunctioned midair, causing her to almost fall into the audience at the Chase Center. The clip of the scary moment has been posted everywhere, and she's singing Roar while on the moving prop. It suddenly tilts, drops, and it caused her to slip in her seat. She stopped singing mid-lyric as all the concert goers were horrified watching, and it appeared she visibly was scared. She attempted to hold on to the prop before looking up at the wires that attached it, and then she looked back down at the audience. When she realized it was okay, she raised her hand, appearing to signal that she's okay, and then she continued to sing the song. So as you know, everybody's phones are out in these concerts. So everyone videoed this, which is how you see her reaction. And you see it like literally jolt and drop a bit and tilt and sway. I would have been like freaking out. That's like the craziest roller coaster ride. I mean, it wasn't that drastic, but it's enough. You're up in the air over the crowd. That's very scary. Like, I don't understand how those people jump out of like airplanes and open parachutes. I could never do that. They open their parachutes and fly around. Like, I couldn't do that. Sorry. I'm not that trustworthy, I think, to do that. And I just think I'd be having a heart attack the whole time until the parachute opened and I landed. But either way, she ended up posting on her Instagram stories a close-up of her scared face saying, "Good night, San Fran," on it. So she's okay. Everything's fine, but that must have been a fright. Apparently, everyone in the audience was like, "Oh!" It was probably the loudest gasp on earth with all of those people in unison. All right. Now, for my last story, we're going to go across the pond to England for this. Luke Evans recalls King Charles revealing he's related to Vlad the Impaler, who inspired Dracula, the incredible story. I thought this was really cool, so let me read this to you. Luke Evans is recounting a conversation he had with King Charles that delved into some fascinating royal family history. In his 2025 memoir, Boy from the Valleys, My Unexpected Journey, the actor wrote about being invited to a Prince's Trust gala dinner at the Savoy Hotel in London in 2014. Evans had been tapped as an ambassador for the charity now called the King's Trust, founded by King Charles in 1976 to help disadvantaged youth in the United Kingdom. So that's not the story. That's the backstory. Here we go. It was Evan's first time he had the opportunity to meet the king, who is 76, remembered watching the monarch make his way around the room, greeting all of his guests. When the royal reached Evans, the two shared a good, strong handshake, and then the king asked what he was working on. And at that time, the Welsh star had just finished filming the action horror film Dracula Untold, in which he played Vlad Tepes III, commonly known as Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Dracula. The 15th century Romanian warlord inspired the 1897 Bram Stoker vampire novel Dracula. Hearing this, the king's eyes lit up, Evan recalled. The royal then said, "I'll tell you a very interesting story. I am actually related to Vlad Tepes." To my astonishment, he then proceeded to talk me through his entire lineage, all the way back to the 1400s, Evan recounted. He told me how he owned a number of properties in Romania where Vlad was the ruler. When the Weekend in Tepai actor told King Charles that he thought it was the most incredible story, the monarch replied, "Yes, and not a lot of people know it," before smiling and walking on. I noticed he had stayed a little longer with me than he had with other guests, probably because we had this fascinating thing to talk about, Evans said. And the pair would go on to interact several more occasions at other King Trust events. Charles makes you feel as if he genuinely is interested in what you have to say, which is remarkable to consider he has to do this several times a day. So it's all about, which I knew those are just nice people, the royal family over there. But how crazy is that he's related to Dracula? I couldn't believe it when I found this story. I was like, holy mackerel, that is the coolest thing. And that he has memorized his lineage back to 1400. Like, this is just insane, and I just think that's amazing, and what a coincidence that he just had finished working on that film and being there. It's just a timely thing, and I was just like, wow, that is so cool. I didn't read the book, obviously, that Luke Evans wrote, but I just think it's really neat that the royal family is really related to Dracula. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And that is the end of my pop culture. And now, what do you think? Shall we move on to pop culture for the day? Yeah. So, guys, happy Sunday again. Before I move on to pop culture, I just want to thank all of our GPS listeners and thank you for your patience in waiting for this to come up this weekend. I just didn't want to take a break, and I'm just happy to have it. And I just want to quick read the stats before I move on to the next thing. So we now have some new locations. I want to welcome them. Utica, Michigan, Randolph Township, New Jersey, Shanahan, Illinois, and Key West, Florida. So welcome new listeners from new and far, new old listeners, we love you all. GPS, thank you. Quick top countries again are for this week: United States, Germany, Mexico, Canada, United Kingdom, and Denmark. So that is really cool. And again, I love how that shifts every week. It's kind of like a battle of the countries for Gossip Pups, which is really cool and fun. So that's why I like to check it and read it to you, because I just find it really interesting. And I'm amazed at how far our podcast can be and listened to in all other countries. It's just astonishing to me. So Thank you again, everybody. And let's move on to pop culture. So here we go. Mom is fuming after a stranger's dog eats the picnic food that her son made as the owner refuses to reimburse her. A mother-son picnic turned into a panic after an unleashed dog approached them during their leisurely park outing. The mom, who is still so angry about the incident, chronicled the moment on Mumsnet, which is kind of like Reddit, where she explained that a stranger's pet ate the picnic food that her young son had prepared for them. So here's the story. A random dog appeared out of nowhere, ran over to us. I stood up, picked up my child, and ran in a panic and stood behind a tree with no idea where the owner was at this point. We watched the dog eat all of our food. He was drooling all over our lunchbox. She said the owner suddenly appeared from a path. Sorry, guys, I got a frog. Sorry. The owner suddenly appeared from a path that led into the park, screaming at her dog to get here now. The mom recalled that the dog totally ignored the owner. She had to grab it and literally drag it away and put its leash on. She apologized, but when I asked her if she was going to pay for the food that the dog ate, she said, "You should have picked it up when you saw him coming." I'm still fuming. She did not pay for our food, and despite initially apologizing, she was incredibly snarky and walked off the opposite direction. My child is very upset, but worse is, he has special education needs and made everything himself in that lunchbox. It was sandwiches, grapes, cut up apples, and chocolate. Like herself, the mom said the son is really upset about the incident, and she's also a low income, spent a lot on this food to make it special. She took a photo of it and clearly shows, but they're fuming. So here's my thing. First of all, people are rude, and that rudeness carries over onto their animals. I feel like dogs take after their humans with manners and things. Why is it off leash? Why is it running? Why is it eating people food? The person who owns this dog is definitely responsible, and I think she not just should pay, but she should go get some catered meal for this family and give them just a special day or something, and not be rude. Like, your dog did this. You did this. Your dog is your responsibility. People don't take responsibility for their actions that they do. It's really bad. And it's obvious not just here in New York or USA. This is in England. So this is on Mumsnet. So it's everywhere. People are so selfish. This is your fault. This is not this poor little boy and his mom's fault. You need to make good for this. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? I just think people are nuts. Some people are nuts. GPS people are not nuts. We are good people. And we take care of each other. But you need to, take care of everything with manners and respect. It's just crazy, the world. Okay, that being said, with the opinions of Belle, let's move on to the next story. Puppy exposed to fentanyl, revived by firefighters with Narcan. A puppy was brought back to life thanks to the quick actions of firefighters in Washington. A crew from Lacey Fire District found a very small puppy unresponsive inside a vehicle where fentanyl was present. The pup was fortunate as the firefighters were able to utilize its training and administer a small dose of Narcan to revive it on the scene. Now, this pup is really small. This is a puppy, brand new puppy. So this is crazy. Let me continue. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration describes fentanyl as a potent synthetic opioid drug. It is 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times more potent than heroin, and people consume it by snorting, sniffing, etc. Obviously, this baby puppy sniffed it because how else would it have it in him? But how the quick overdose happened and how quick the fire department did this. Like, I didn't even know you could give Narcan to a dog. Like, that was the fastest action ever. And they said the medicine seemed to do the trick, the fire department said. They're happy to report the small puppy is doing well. They shared photos of the young pup wrapped in a blanket while being cared for. Like, he's okay now, but, like, this puppy looks, like, out of it. I mean, he's alive, thank goodness, but he was out of it in these photos. So, again, humans, take some responsibility. Don't leave things out for puppies or dogs or anything to ingest. Like, what's wrong with people? And my last story for pop culture is a fun one. 3-year-old set to become one of the youngest dog handlers ever to compete at the world's largest dog show. This is really cute. A toddler and her dog are making dog show history. Caitlin Mellott, 3, and her miniature schnauzer Ziva, 8, recently qualified for the 2026 Crufts Dog Show, considered to be the world's largest dog show, after giving a ranking performance at 3 counties championship in June. If she competes at Crufts, scheduled to be March 2026, Caitlin will be one of the youngest competitors in the event's history. Though she's only 3, she spends her whole life surrounded by dogs and dog shows. Her first word was doggy, her mom said. Showing dogs runs in the family, Lydia, the mom, said, because she began showing dogs at the age of 10. Caitlin still managed to be an early bloomer among her animal-loving family, attended her first dog show at just 8 weeks, and after she was born. By the age of 2, she was already saying she wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps. She decided she didn't want mommy in the ring with her and has been competing by herself with people 20 to 30 years older than her. The toddler and the miniature schnauzer who compete for the Lazaro Kennel train for the dog shows, or doggy clap as Caitlin calls them, referencing to frequent applause she gets at dog events in a grassy area near their home in Wales. I like running around with her, Caitlin said. So Ziva is one of 4 miniature schnauzers that belong to the family. She usually sleeps in Caitlin's bed and attends dog shows with the toddler once a month. Although the competitions are becoming bigger and more important, Lydia insists on keeping Caitlin and Ziva's training schedule light so it remains enjoyable for everyone. At the shows, Caitlin is confident, her mother said, and is met with kindness and support from the adult handlers. The older competitors keep an eye on her and guide Caitlin around as if she gets lost, her mother added. Caitlin is so excited and doesn't have any nerves. It's something she really, truly enjoys. So many adults get wound up about shows, worrying about being best in breed. But Caitlin's happy coming second or third and just having fun with her dog. I think that is the most amazing thing, because she's not in it to win it. She's just in it because she loves her dog. And to me, that's the best thing, is it's just coming from a good place, not a financial, I want to beat everybody place. And that's what a relationship between a pup and his human should be. So I love it. Go, Caitlin, and I hope you kill him and beat everybody. Beat all those other dogs and adults. And I need to tell you something very, very special. Our next episode, we are going to have our first ever guest. A live guest. You will be able to watch the guest on our on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to listen to the guest on the podcast next week. And I cannot tell you, my dreams have come true. This is the most exciting guest for me personally in my lifetime. And if you know me, you have probably picked up on these hints already of who this guest is. And I am just beyond excited. I cannot tell you, I cannot wait for next week. You all need to tune in. It will be up next Friday, and I am like beaming, like ready to explode. I want to tell you, I can't tell you, I'm keeping it a secret, but I'm telling you, stay tuned. This is not just our first ever guest. This is going to be history in the making, and you will all be part of it with us. So thank you. I'm so excited, and make sure to listen, review, download, review, like, review, subscribe, and review, and give us 5 paws up, the usual. And you know where to get us. gossippups@gmail.com. Happy weekend. Happy week. XOXO. Woof.
Fierce, fabulous fluff, talking about stuff. Gossip Pups. Fierce, fabulous fluff, talking about stuff. Gossip Pups.